Hey there, I'm Jessica. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we will be making a brand new pattern from AzconaDesigns, and this is such a fun little project. It's very quick. It's a scrap buster. You can really make a lot of these. I'm telling you, it's like one of the quickest projects I've done in a really long time. It will take you longer to prepare your materials and cut out everything. And making it is, I would say, under 10 minutes or so. So like I said, super quick. The pattern is called the Slade Slayer. They are sunglasses cases or eyeglass cases. It has a snap tab here, so you can insert your glasses here. As of right now, I have 4 of them that I've made, but I only have 3 right now. Someone has the 4th one. There are 3 sizes. There are large, a medium, and a small. I made all of mine into a medium. There is also a raw edge version, so if you wanted to use vinyl, you can, and you can edge coat that if you would like. There are 2 options for your tabs. If you want to make it a little bit thinner, you can. If you want to make it wider, you can. Or you can go and get really cool designs and embroidery and do really fun snap tabs. Whatever you like to do. Like I said, it's a scrap buster. It's really fun, really easy. You're gonna make a ton of these. I'd like to also talk about this fabric real quick. This is Dragon Sheen. It is called Creepy Cupcakes, and it is from J&R Edwards Textiles, and it is currently on pre-order. I will leave the link down below. And so is this one here. I'll go ahead and put it on the back so you can see. It is called Slashed. This is also open through 6/28, and it's the same company, J&R Edwards Textiles. I will leave everything in the description below. All right, so go ahead and grab your pattern, which is linked in the description below, and let's go ahead and make a ton of these shade slayers. Well, I'll probably be making a ton more, but in this video, we are making this one. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go over our pattern pieces. Pattern piece A is our outer and lining piece. This will be my outer piece. It is called Dragon Sheen. It is from J&R Edwards Textiles. It is called Creepy Cupcakes. It is available for pre-order right now through June 28th. This is so nice to work with. You don't have to interface it. It feels so nice. It reminds me of Theratech, so if you've used that before, this is what it reminds me of. And then I'm using cotton canvas for my interior. And then you also have your, I'm using fusible fleece on the back of mine. Just remember that you'll have to cut your lining piece and your interfacing piece mirrored, okay? And then we've got our snap tab. I already created the shape for the snap tab, and then what I like to do is add another piece underneath this so that they're wrong sides together, and I do sew this together while I have this snap tab on the top. So I'll sew around this. I think this is easier for me to make sure that they're the same size and shape down at the bottom. That's just how I like to do it. You can do it however you like, but you'll need 2 pieces for this, a top and a bottom, and then you'll have stabilizer for the back. And then you will need some snap pieces. I'm using plastic snaps, and you'll need the rivet piece, which is the flat part, and then a male and a female end. You will need a hole punch for that, and then also your hardware to install your snaps. You could also use magnetic snaps if you prefer. It's totally up to you. You can also use fashion snaps, but I'll be using plastic snaps. You'll need a marking tool. You will need this to place your snap tab in the right spot. So you'll also need your pattern piece, and you'll also need your pattern piece to go ahead and cut out the hole for your snap, which will be on your outer piece. And then I think that's it. This pattern comes together so fast. You'll be making so many of these. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, I also forgot to mention that there are 2 different sizes for a snap tab. I'm just going to be using the smaller size. There is a wider snap tab if you'd like to use that instead. I'm also going to be using some double-sided tape. This is just to place my snap tabs so they don't move while I'm sewing. This will be the first thing that we do. So what I'm going to do is remove the paper, and then I'm going to flip this so that it is wrong side up, and then I'm going to place it kind of in the center. I'm just eyeballing it, and I'm going to line up that top edge and just apply some pressure like so. And what we're going to do is we're going to sew around all 3 of our edges, and I'll be sewing that at 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. So let's go ahead and sew that down. All right, so I've got my pieces sewn together. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some really sharp scissors, and I'm going to carefully cut along the edges. This is cork that I'm using for my snap tab. You definitely want to use something that can be raw edged. You could also edge coat this if you'd like. All right, so that looks pretty good. I need to go ahead and singe my edges here, and then what we're going to do now is we're going to attach our snap here. We are going to go ahead and apply the male snap end here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera. All right, so my snap tab has been completed. I forgot that I'm actually doing the wider snap tab and not the smaller one. So this is the wider version. We've got the male snap already installed, so we are ready to move on to the next step. So set that to the side. Go ahead and grab your exterior panel. This is where we need to mark our hole if we haven't done that already. And go ahead and install the female end of your snap, and since I don't have any interfacing on this part, I will apply just a square of interfacing behind the female snap. Okay, and that's just to give it some extra stability, to make sure that the fabric doesn't move, or if it doesn't, so that it doesn't ruin with time. Okay, so I'll go ahead and install that off camera. All right, so the female end has been installed, and to install the hole, you will need to use your pattern piece. So make sure you have your pattern piece to punch the hole, and also make sure that the female end is on the exterior of your outer panel, and then the soft, the smooth end, that rivet part, should be on the wrong side. All right. Next, you're going to go ahead and grab your snap tab. You will need your pattern piece for this. I have already marked placement here, so I don't want to show the pattern piece on camera. So I've marked little tick marks on where to apply this. So I'll go ahead and just grab some clips, and I'm just going to clip it down, and then I'm going to go to the machine and top stitch. But one thing, you want to have your tab right sides together. So your exterior should be right side up, and your tab is right side down. So you should be looking at the male end of your snap, okay? All right, so now let's go to the machine and baste down your tab. I have also seen testers put the tab in other places, so feel free to test it out however you'd like to do that, but I will just be doing it according to the instructions. So let's go ahead and baste that down. All right, so that is now basted in place. If you want to attach a label, now is where you'll go ahead and sew that on, but I'm not going to be doing that. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to be putting this together. This comes together so fast. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and have my exterior right side up, and then I'm going to take my lining and place it right side down. All right, line up all your edges here. Go ahead and grab some clips, and what you want to do is leave an opening. All right, so I'm going to leave my opening on this side here. You want to make sure to have it big enough to get your material through. If you're using vinyl or something like that, you definitely want to make sure to leave enough space for that. But since I'm using Dragon Sheen and some cotton canvas, I don't really need to have my hole that far open. And I'm just clipping all of the sides. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start where we're going to have that first opening. I will be back stitching a couple times, and I'm going to sew all around this entire perimeter, and then making sure to come up here and back stitch really well. All right, so let's go to the machine and sew this together. All right, so this has been stitched together, right sides together. Now what I'm going to do is take some sharp scissors, and I'm going to clip my corners on every corner, and then I'm going to clip into those little corners down at the bottom and then up here at the top. Don't clip into your stitches, you just want to clip into the corner. And I'm going to go ahead and trim all those down. Do not trim down your the tab. You want to make sure to leave that long. All right, so let's go ahead and turn this so that it is right sides out. This is where I like to get a turning tool or something to help poke out those corners for you. I'm just going to use my little chalk pencil here since it's right here. Poke out all those corners. All right, so now you'll go ahead and fold in your opening. We will close that up as we top stitch around. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to top stitch this angled portion only. So only top stitch right there. So let's go to the machine and top stitch that real quick. All right, so now that is top stitch. So now what we're going to do is we're going to flip this so that the lining is faced up, and we are going to fold this in half. All right. I'm going to go ahead and clip my bottom. Now, depending on your material, this could be really thick. Mine is pretty thick, but that's okay. All right, and now I'm going to take the clips that I already had and just clip all of this together. All right, that looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and grab a clip and clip up here on this corner edge. And what we're going to do is we're going to top stitch from this corner and go up all the way across all around this perimeter, but we will not be top stitching the fold, okay? So all these edges except the fold, we'll go ahead and top stitch, and then we'll be all done. That's it, guys. All right, let's get to it. All right, so that has been top stitched. That looks pretty good. I forgot to mention, when you top stitch it, make sure to have your tab up. You don't want to accidentally sew with it down, then it wouldn't work. So make sure you have it up as you top stitch. That is really cute. Oh, look at that. That's such a cute print for Halloween. I love it so much. This is adorable. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you grab this pattern and make a ton of these. Make sure you tag Kim AzconaDesigns on Instagram. I know she would love to see your make, and also if you wouldn't mind tagging me as well, I would love to see what you make. And if you enjoy this video, please consider clicking subscribe and liking the video so that other people can view this. All right, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye now.